a studio annex. This indeed is Timeout Overtime on the Timeout Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And Tigers lost today. They got shut out 7-0. I did not see the game. That's why we're on a little later tonight. I had to make an excursion out of town. Just got back a little while ago. Talk about that. Talk a little about the Michigan State-Oregon game last night. Michigan is currently playing right now in Washington. And a little bit about the Tigers, a few hits and misses. It's going to be about a 15-minute show. So, like I said, Michigan just started playing. I think the game was scoreless about halfway through the first quarter. Anyway, let's get this out of the way first. Folks, the colder weather really is closer than we all want it to be. And that's where the service department at Frank Beck Chevrolet says now is the perfect time to make an appointment to make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter weather ahead. Let them check the strength of your battery, your belts and hoses, wiper blades, antifreeze, and more. Plus, now is the perfect time to get this new set of tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. The 2025s are rolling in on the lot pretty much every day now, so their selection is tops. Check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com, or better still, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, let's drive. Get your car in there and get it ready for winter. Get it winterized, because colder weather will be here sooner than you think. I think that's kind of a good thing. Maybe take a slug of water here before we go any further. I did not see the Tiger game today. I did hear it. They had a Tyler Holton started. I'm never going to second guess anything that AJ Hitch does. As it turns out, I think he would have been better off starting Reese Olson. Tyler Holton, thanks to an early error by Zach McKinstry at third base, exited the game having already yielded 2 runs. There were also a couple of runners on base who were his responsibility. Exit Reese Olson from the bullpen. I think the plan was to let Holton go the first inning, and Olson would come in and pitch the second inning. They had to bring him in the first because Holton had already kind of imploded, if you will, and that's kind of out of character for him. He's been very good, very reliable this year. Very surprised to see Tyler Holton struggle early in this game. Like I said, his defense didn't help him on any either. Make a long story short, you probably know Reese Olson came in on his very first pitch. He yields a 3-run homer at that time. Then it's 5-0, and with the Guardians bullpen, it was pretty much over after that. Tigers only had 4 singles the whole day. It's only one game. Day off tomorrow. Reese Olson is pitching on Monday. You always have a pretty good feeling when he's on the mound. And while it's not official yet, the word is that a familiar face will be starting for the Guardians on Monday. A left-hander by the name of Matthew Boyd, who's been pitching since they acquired him. He's been doing a pretty good job. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Matthew Boyd coming back to haunt his old teammates. Anyway. Like I said, you got a good feeling with Scuba going on Monday. I think we now have the starting time. By the way, Monday's game is 4:08. Right as it stands right now, the starting time for the game on Wednesday is 3:08. That would be game 3 back at Comerica Park. Let's hope there's a game 4 and a game 5, maybe. Game 4, I think, which would be next Thursday. I think if indeed there is, I suspect you'll see Reese Olson start that game. If there's a game 5, it'll be a week from today in Cleveland. and you'll see Terry Scoobel again. So I'm not going to get too discouraged or down. It's only one game. They've been playing very well. So hey, we'll wait and see what happens Monday. I wouldn't get your dauber down too much. The series is far from over. So, but it would behoove them to get a lead on Monday because the starting bullpen it has the best ERA in baseball. It's that good. It's very good. Like as you saw today, you get behind early by considerable amount of runs, and it's pretty much over. The Tigers didn't even mount a threat today. Like I said, just 4 singles. You might say it was a bit of a sleeper. Anyway, look forward to Game 4 on Monday at 4:05 on TBS. If you're wondering about the other games today, I'll give you an up-to-date right now. As we speak, the Royals do have a 3-2 lead over the Yankees. They're in the middle of the 5th inning. And another final lead. The Mets beat the Phillies 6-2. So they've got a 1-0 lead in that series. 8:38 tonight. The Padres will be at Dodger Stadium to take on the Dodgers. And NFL football will take over tomorrow. I don't think there are any games scheduled for tomorrow. By the way, speaking of NFL football, the first game tomorrow is a 9:30 game in London. Jets and the Vikings. I think the Vikings were like 3-point favorites, 2.5 or 3-point favorites over the Jets. I've never rooted for Aaron Rodgers, ever. But I think, obviously, we'll be rooting for him tomorrow. I think the Jets, it would not surprise me to see the Jets win this game. Let's hope they do. After all, they are playing in London. After this, the Vikings have a bye. And the week after that, they're at home to play the Lions. So the Lions will reconvene on Monday in Allen Park in preparation for their game next Sunday in Dallas. That's a 4:25 game. The Lions are already 3-point favorites. The Cowboys can't stop anybody from running. They've been very bad against the run this year, and the Lions have been running the ball very well. I don't expect anything to change. I think you'll see the Lions run the ball against the Cowboys, especially without Micah Parsons. Anyway, it wouldn't surprise me if by the time the game starts, the Lions are 4 or 5-point favorites, even though they're on the road. We'll see what the Cowboys do Sunday night in Pittsburgh. I expect the Steelers to win that game. The Cowboys will fall to 3-2, and things will not be all that well in Jerry World. And by the way, as long as he's still around and still has his hand in the Cowboys, I don't expect it to be much of anything. I really don't. Anyway, let's do this, and we'll talk a little bit more about Michigan State and Oregon and Lions. We have got a few hits and misses here, a few news and notes for you. Tim Lindley, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, is the tech expert in our area. Tech service, any tech service needs, anything at all. This is the man you want to see. 37 Waldron Street, downtown Hillsdale, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Anything. Computers, new or used. Maybe your computer now needs a little work done on it. If you're thinking about or just want a flat screen smart TV, you need that mounted and programmed. He'll take care of that for you. This is the guy you want to see. Maybe you're changing internet providers. You need an installation for that. I certainly couldn't do mine. Tim had to do it. He's the guy you want to see. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Any tech service needs that you may have, whatever the issue is. This is the man you want to see. And then not only that, not only is he the smartest man in the world, probably one of the nicest people you ever want to meet. 517-610-5372, or like I said, better still, get in there and see him at downtown Hillsdale at 37 Waldron Street. And when you do, tell them me and Mickey sent you, would you please? Thank you. Like I said, Michigan, last time I looked just a few minutes ago, and I won't keep you, we're going to be out of here in just a couple of minutes. Scoreless with Washington late in the first quarter. Michigan State last night lost to Oregon 31-7. Isn't it ironic? I got it. Hang on. Isn't it ironic? Spartans have just the opposite problem that the Wolverines do. Spartans can't run the ball, folks. They don't have much of an offensive line. Aiden Childs was pretty much, anytime he went back to pass last night, was running for his life. And even with that, he was getting sacked a lot. So that's 3 losses in a row now for Michigan State, albeit the 3 pretty good teams in Boston College, Ohio State, and now Oregon. I don't know who Michigan State plays next week. If they got a bye, I don't know. I'll let you know on Tuesday when we meet again. I think the Lions will, like I said, they will reconvene on Monday in Allen Park in preparation for their game against the Cowboys a week from tomorrow. If you haven't heard, former Lion quarterback who was pretty good in the early 70s, Greg Landry, has passed away at the age of 77. Our condolences go out to his friends and family. He had several very good years in the early 70s when the Lions had some pretty good teams back then. And oddly enough, isn't it odd too that the fellow that was his coach, Joe Schmidt, passed away just a couple of weeks ago. Greg Landry he was the first Lion quarterback that used his legs too to get out of trouble. Their offensive coordinator, I think, was Bill McPeak back then, and he actually incorporated plays into the playbook for Landry to run the option play. And that worked out fairly well for a while with him. So, R.I.P., former Lion quarterback Greg Landry, gone at the age of 77. Looks like the Tigers are all done with Valley Sports. I'm not going to get into all the particulars about that, but we talked about it a little bit on the show this morning. So the obvious question now is, what are their options? What are they going to do? Well, they've got several options. I think the best option for them would be for the Ilitch family to create their own network, similar to what the Yankees have in New York with the S Network. Tigers and Red Wing games, entertainment. Yes Network stands for Yankees Entertainment and Sports. So they could model it after the S Network, and it wouldn't be just all sports. There would be some entertainment on it too. But to me, I think that would be their best option right now. See if you can make an effort to create your own network. You wouldn't have to worry about all of this, everything else. But yeah, Tigers are done with Bally. And I think Bally's pretty much done with everybody else too, for that matter. But if you haven't heard too, former Guardian manager, pardon me, Terry Francona, who apparently had some health issues, and that's why he left the Indians. Apparently, maybe he's feeling a lot better because he is the new manager now of the Cincinnati Reds. It's good to see him back. I'm not sure how old he is. I should have looked that up. I'm assuming he's in his mid to late 60s, but good for him. Good to see him back in baseball. It's a grind, all the travel and everything involved in that. And it's a long, long season. We wish him well. Welcome back, Terry Francona. Good to see him back in the game. Coaches in trouble. Coaches and managers in trouble. I think Doug Peterson, I predicted on the Timeout show 6 weeks ago, he would be the first manager to go, and I'm sticking by that. If the Jaguars lose tomorrow, they'll be 0-5. And the word right now is that Bill Belichick is already putting together a staff to go down there and take over and get our boy Trevor squared away down there. It wouldn't surprise me at all within the next couple of weeks. Doug Peterson is out in Jacksonville, and Bill Belichick is in down there. Congratulations, Aiden Hutchinson, named the NFL Defensive Player of the Month for September. What? The last line to get that honor, well, you have to go back to 2014. That would have been linebacker DeAndre Levy. The last time, wow, the last time any, I'm losing the voice here, folks. I'm sorry. Last time any any Lion player was the player of the month. Still waiting on the Twins. Rocco Baldelli, I think I can't, pretty hard to fathom him coming back next year, given the way the Twins did a complete implosion at the end of the season. No word yet on Rocco Baldelli. Another manager who I think is in trouble would be Brandon Hyde for the Baltimore Orioles. Going back to 2021, the Orioles have lost 10 consecutive playoff games. Pretty hard to fathom them keeping Brandon Hyde out in Baltimore, especially the way they lost this year to the Royals, getting swept, scoring 1 run in 2 games. I think we covered everything. I'm going to go back out and watch that Michigan game. Sorry, we're a little later tonight, but like I said, I had to go out of town. And I just got back a little while ago here. It's been kind of a hectic day. Let's, before I get off, see if there's any change on these baseball scores. Nope. The Royals 3, Yankees 2, bottom of the 5th, just getting underway. That game is on TBS, I believe. That's going to do it. Don't forget the Timeout Show every Saturday morning here locally with Andy and Jed, WCSR 92.1 FM. I'll talk to you again on Tuesday, and hopefully the Tigers and the Guardians will be tied 1 apiece. Lions will be getting, like I said, they're getting ready to prepare for their game in Dallas next Sunday. So until then, just remember, treat each other with respect. Have a very good rest of your weekend, and so long.